All right, guys. Thanks so much for sending in the swing. So, before we get into it, I'll kind of let you in on a secret. With most people, there's a laundry list of things, and normally I only give them a few things to work on that I'm hoping is going to clean up everything else. But sincerely, whatever you guys are doing, whoever you're working with, continue doing it because this is a beautiful swing and it's going to be a high level swing as he continues going forward. So, I'm going to walk you through the things that I usually look for just in terms of posture, positioning, give you an idea of what I'm looking at, and then just give you one or two things to work at. But again, keep doing what you're doing because you got a great swing. So let's start. I always start from launch position. That's when the front heel plants, all right? And that's going to be the front heel planting our launch position here. I always draw an upside down T. And in the middle of that T should be your head through the middle of your body. You're in a great position to hit here. All right. Next, I'm going to put a line right in front of that front hip. You should not sway in front of this. Your whole rotation should happen behind, all right? Staying in what people call a phone booth. Then I'm going to put a line right across your hips. This is to make sure you're staying connected in the ground and not coming up above that line. So we could see going through. You keep your spacing, those hips down the line. At the end, come up a little bit, which we'll talk about in a second, but I mean, that is nitpicky stuff. All right, that's a great turn, keeping your spacing. So in terms of positioning, you're looking really, really good. What I love here is that line at contact, straight down from the top to that front foot. Why is that such a nice position right here? That allows our hips to work on the plane of the ball coming in. We'll see at the end, if you were to be at contact like this, okay, a little bit more vertical, the hips aren't going to be able to get on that plane and you're going to be a little bit choppy. But at contact, it is very, very nice. So let's go through the things I really like. You're doing a great job getting into that back hip. Okay, you can see your back right pocket turning to shortstop. All right, that's great to get into that back hip. The only thing I'll say is make sure you have rhythm to control as you're playing in the games. Okay, guys who have that big angle right here usually fall, but it seems like you're controlling it, so that'll be something to look out for. Watch off the tee. The only thing I would say is you have a lot of inward movement with everything. That's fine, but when you're hitting off the tee, make sure you're looking where the pitcher would be and then zeroing in on the ball. All right, that's going to make sure you're not closing off too much because then obviously if we close off, we're going to have to open back up later. I love these downhill shoulders, all right? Beautiful because what are they going to do after? They're going to work back up, so we're just manipulating the body. Okay, at contact, beautiful turn. I love how that elbow works up and through contact to the power V position right here. That's such a nice spot. Okay, looking at that back foot, it comes up into the air, the hips clear, that's great. The only thing I'll say, and what I do with the players, if it ever comes up too far, like up to here, we know that we're kind of just pushing our hips forward instead of whipping them around. So what you do, whenever you feel like you're getting a little bit pushy, put a PVC pipe a few inches in front and make sure you're staying behind it just as you are here. Okay. The last thing that we're just going to look at, and this would be the big thing here for you. From here at contact, you're going to see your head stays incredibly still. Okay. From that launch position, once it goes down, you're staying in there the whole time. Just at the very end, you kind of stand up a little bit. What I would do is start from launch position right here and then have someone, mom, dad, your coach, hold that position and then say go. Immediately when they say go, initiate your swing and try and keep your head and your legs into the ground as much as possible. A little bit at the end of coming up, and you can see how that leg kind of straightens out. Try and keep that bend right here as you go through, because you could see your chest kind of pushes forward a little bit. Think about pulling the back of your back. I know that sounds funny, all right? But instead of that chest moving forward, pull that back, all right? And ideally, just as you are here, your head's in line with that back knee. That's where you're going to finish as well, all right? So just a little bit pushy at the end. A good way of doing that is releasing the bat one-handed and tapping the bat behind you, and usually that's going to help. You can also do the Adrian Beltre drill. As you swing after, bring that knee down to the ground and finish your swing, right? So just keeping in connection with the ground. As I said, you're doing a great job. You have a beautiful swing. I hope these help. Again, keep doing what you're doing.